So a lot going on with the Amber Heard Johnny case. So I want to get right to the point real quick. I very much am on the team of Johnny Depp. And I think before I was skeptical and wanted to be fair, but overwhelmingly, the witnesses, the evidence, audio tapes, you name it, he's shown pretty decisively that he was suffering abuse. Amber was being abusive. It's not to say he was a complete angel. He clearly did sometimes yell at her. He did insult her sometimes, but overwhelmingly, she's the problem. So, in terms of what he's trying to show, for the most part, he's right. But what's interesting is with all these commentaries on the case, they haven't actually focused on the actual legality of it. Because people are just focused on Amber being basically shown to be a liar. I agree with that. I have no issue with that. But legally speaking, the lawsuit is about that he lost something due to the allegation. And people haven't even summarized what this is about. It's actually very small but critical. Essentially, what she did is she put out an op ed in a newspaper. She didn't use his name explicitly, but of course, we all knew she's talking about him. And she alleged domestic abuse. So the lawsuit is really that one, he got this accusation, and B, the accusation cost him jobs and money. So we're going to hear somebody from his team finally confirming that yes, he wasn't in Pirates of the Caribbean because of this. He lost a job and therefore he lost money due to what Amber was doing. And you got to understand the way Hollywood works. He can't really tell the whole truth. So he's actually being, I think, not completely honest. He is confirming part of the story, and we're going to hear that. But I think it's a little bit more complicated.
I would say yes.
And what?
The Pirates, the next Pirates movie.
Do you remember which one that was?
6, 7, I'm not sure what the number is.
It's 6. I think Pirate 6 is the one that's yet to come out here. And why, what is your understanding of why Mr. Depp lost Pirate 6?
My opinion is that it was related to the accusations that Amber has made.
And what is your opinion based on?
Excuse me?
What is your opinion based on?
Conversations with colleagues and studio execs.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
Conversations with studios and other executives, both internal and external.
When you say related to the accusations that were made by Amber Heard against Mr. Depp, are you talking about accusations of domestic violence and abuse by Mr. Depp?
Yes.
Who do you recall speaking with at studios or other executives?
Jerry Bruckheimer. Probably mostly Jerry and then colleagues at CAA.
What do you recall Jerry Bruckheimer telling you?
I don't recall the specific conversations.
Well, when he says, I don't recall a certain thing, I don't believe him. He says vaguely, well, I talked to some executives. Like he doesn't remember the names. He clearly knows who these people are. He's not lying, but him pretending, I don't recall the exact executives is ridiculous. He clearly knows the executives. But it's the Hollywood system. So even though there's technically nothing wrong in naming these people, probably they don't want to have anything to do with this. They like being anonymous. So him even saying Jerry Bruckheimer, I'm sure Jerry Bruckheimer does not want to be a part of this. So, but he had to give something because otherwise he would see like, you're being awfully vague. You got to give us something. He did the bare minimum saying, yes, it was communicated through Jerry Bruckheimer. This is going to be a public relations nightmare. We don't want to be a part of it. Therefore, we can't hire him for Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, again, I am pro Depp, But see, I don't actually think that's what the studio was thinking. I think, to be perfectly honest, they didn't want to pay him any more money because they knew, yes, he's bringing in the box office, but he's very expensive. So I think they just made a calculation they could keep the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise going without Johnny Depp and not give him a big paycheck, and they used this as a pretext. Maybe they thought that bad publicity would really ruin the movie and it wouldn't help, but I don't think that was the reason. I think that was just something they cooked up. So in a lot of ways, Amber was helping them. And I don't think he's lying. I'm sure that was what they told him, saying that, yeah, this lawsuit is really making it tough for us to hire him. So it's kind of a convergence of events. But definitely, I don't think he's telling the whole truth. Him saying, I don't really recall the exact executives is a lie. I don't believe that. So he's trying to wiggle room the truth there. And, that's just how it is. So he's not telling the whole truth. And I don't believe the testimony is entirely true. But the basic gist is correct. So he did lose the role. Was it directly because of Amber? I'm sure that was a factor, but I actually honestly don't think that was the reason they did it. But in terms of the lawsuit, he has to say that. I'm sure that played a role, but that's probably not why he lost Pirates of the Caribbean. And I do know the Pirates Caribbean. I actually did a research article on it, so I actually had to see all of them, except the last one without him. And the franchise, from what I can tell, is not doing well. So if the calculation was they could do it without him, they were wrong. It's just not really working without him. And it's deeply ironic because the Fantastic Beasts is also really, really struggling. So they also didn't hire him again, and they're struggling. So there you go. Yeah, it's going to take a while for Johnny to get back his career in terms of its prime, but they've tried it. They've tried working without him. It hasn't really worked. So they clearly now know he has a very loyal audience, a really rabid fan base, and he has shown that all of Amber's accusations really have no validity. So he says he's not going to work with Disney again, but I'm sure that they'll work together. But they're gonna have to do something to really make up for what they did. So again, I am pro Depp, but I think in terms of the legality, yes, he probably did lose the job due to Amber, but it's not the most important factor. But still, yes, definitely something was lost due to what Amber was doing. And he is confirming the Pirates of the Caribbean was involved in this controversy. So that's interesting. I'm not the biggest Pirates fan, but yeah, of course the official story is like, no, 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 we just, he's just not coming back. It's a voluntary choice on both sides. Like, no, no, the Amber factor was real. I think it's being exaggerated, but it was definitely real in terms of where the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is right now.